You might be wondering why your cactus looks unhealthy, do not grow, or sometimes die. A lot of this problem comes to the soil mix they are planted. That is why, in this video, I'll be sharing to you everything you need to know about cactus soil mix, the things you need to consider, and how you can make your own cactus soil mix. By the end of this video, I am going to share to you some of my personal soil mix, so be sure to stick around until the end. Why does cactus need a special soil mix? Cacti are plants that develop thick and fleshy parts that can store water. These characteristics helps them to thrive in arid regions, wherein there is little precipitation. Thus, you must keep in mind that cactus usually don't thrive in garden soil or regular potting soil that can stay wet for a long period of time. Damp soil or prolonged wet roots may lead to root rot, bacterial and fungal disease, and may attract pests. Cactus soil mixes must be formulated to mimic its native environment in which they are accustomed to growing. Proper cactus soil mix helps promote growth, flowering, and fruiting. What makes the perfect cactus soil mix? First, well-draining. A good cactus soil mix should be well-draining. After you water the cactus, most of that water should come out of the bottom of the pot. It should then stand or hold the water on the surface. Cactus needs a soil mix that drains well and dries quickly. Second, retain enough moisture. Aside from being well-draining, it should also be able to retain or hold enough moisture and nutrients and release it when the cactus needs it. This means that your cactus soil mix should not be entirely composed of non-organic components. It should have that water-holding capacity, allowing the cactus roots to absorb what it needs. Third, good aeration. A good cactus soil mix should be loose and provide enough air channel to allow the roots to breathe and penetrate the soil mix easily. Cactus roots are delicate and will grow best with proper air circulation in the soil mix. Avoid sticky and compact soil mixes. Fourth, give anchorage. A good cactus soil mix should support the cactus, promote root growth, and anchor the roots. The roots need a soil mix to dig in and get a grip for stability. Fifth, does not contain excessive nutrients. A good cactus soil mix should not contain excessive nutrients, especially nitrogen, since excessive nutrients may lead to weak and unpleasant-looking cactus. Cacti are not accustomed to rich soil and do best in nutrient-poor mediums. What are the factors to consider in making cactus soil mix? Climate. The soil mix should be suitable to your climate. If you live in a wet tropical climate wherein the humidity is high, you may want to add extra grit or non-organic component. This will help since you are trying to get away with root rot caused by excessive water and humidity. On the other hand, if you live in desert regions wherein it is hot, dry, and the humidity is low, you may want to add more organic component to your soil mix. This will give you enough time for the cactus to absorb the water it needs and prevent it from constantly drying out. Type of pot. If you're planning to use clay pot, ceramic, or plastic pot, you may want to add more non-organic component. But if you plan to use terracotta pots, the cactus will benefit with additional organic component in the soil mix. Terracotta pots are porous and allow water and air exchange in the wall of the pots. Thus, it makes the soil mix dry faster. Size and type of cactus. For younger cactus seedlings, additional organic component will help support their growth, since they need more moisture and nutrient for them to grow. As they grow older, you may want to add more grit or non-organic component, since they will require less water. You should also determine the type of cactus. Research on the species of the cactus and where it belongs. There are cactus that will benefit from an extra organic component such as gymnocalyciums, and there are those that are sensitive and will prefer more mineral or non-organic components to avoid rot, such as mammillarias. There are also tropical cactus which require more organic compared to their desert cactus counterpart. Light conditions. If you are growing cactus indoor, you may want to add additional grit since it is not getting a lot of airflow and sunlight exposure, which means that the soil mix can retain moisture much longer and encourage root rot. Adding non-organic components and lessening the organic will prevent the cactus from etiolating and help the soil mix drain faster. What are the ingredients or component that you can use? The soil mix comprises two things, organic and non-organic. Organic components are basically stuff from plant or animal residue. They help retain moisture in the soil mix and supply the nutrients the cactus needs. This includes peat moss, coco peat, leaf compost, carbonized rice hull, animal manure, and regular potting mix to name some. Non-organic components, on the other hand, is everything that was never alive. They help in the drainage, aeration, and supply some of the needed minerals of the cactus. This includes perlite, pumice, lava rock, vermiculite, crushed granite, akadama, gravel, and sand to name some. Another additional component you can mix in your soil mix includes diatomaceous earth and slow-release fertilizer. Diatomaceous earth helps improve plant structure and resistance to pests and diseases. It is effective against all crawling pests. Slow-release fertilizer supply the cactus a steady small amount of nutrients over a course of time. Here are some of the components that I usually use in my soil mix. These are easily available on my place, but of course, you can use anything that is easily available to you. Pumice is widely used in making cactus soil mix since it helps to aerate the soil and improves the drainage. It also has beneficial trace elements and acts as a storage for nutrient and moisture, and because of its porous texture, roots can grow through it. Perlite offers excellent drainage capabilities and proper aeration. Its main benefit is lightening the soil mix. This is great for larger pots to make them lightweight and helps the roots to move freely. Since they tend to break and float easily, I don't recommend using this alone in your soil mix. You may want to mix it with other non-organic components. Lava rock is another volcanic rock which helps aerate the soil and improves the drainage. This one contains heavy trace elements that are beneficial to the cacti. Akadama provide excellent aeration and drainage and retain enough moisture to keep the cactus root healthy. It also favors root development since roots can anchor and grow through it. Vermiculite increases nutrient and water retention, but at the same time improves drainage. It also gives quick anchorage to young root. It expands when wet, preventing compacted soil mix and create air channels to allow the soil mix to breathe. It maintains the temperature in the soil mix constant, and it insulates the roots in the heat of the summer and keep them warm during winter. Peat moss is a sterile medium. It provides the needed moisture and nutrients the cactus needs. It has an acidic pH, so it's ideal for cactus, but I don't recommend using this alone since it tends to be hydrophobic when dry and will need good soaking to rehydrate it. Coco peat is a sterile, renewable soil amendment. It increases water retention but at the same time provide good aeration. It contains several nutrients and has an antifungal benefits. Carbonized rice hull is a sterile, renewable soil amendment. It provides moisture and nutrient retention. At the same time, absorbs odor and keep the root system clean and hygienic. How to make your own cactus soil mix? The exact ratio of these ingredients can vary depending on the type of cactus that you have, as well as your personal preference and the availability of the components. However, a good starting point for most cactus is 2 parts non-organic and 1 part organic. You can pick one from each side or mix and match multiple ingredients. In my case, I usually mix equal parts of peat moss, coco peat, and carbonized rice hull first, since I want my cactus to enjoy all the benefits that these organic components have. For every 2 parts of non-organic, I'll be mixing 1 part organic. Mix the ingredients thoroughly in a container. As you can see, the soil mix is gritty and loose. To test if your soil mix is okay, you can try to compress it. If it stays compact, it means you need to add more non-organic. If the soil mix crumble, then you're good to go. Another test is to water the soil mix. Put the soil mix in the pot, then put the pot in a container. Measure a cup of water, then water the soil mix, and wait for it to drain. If the water is almost the same with your first measurement, then it means that the soil mix is okay. If there's a huge difference, then you may want to add more non-organic. What are some of my soil mix recipe? Here are some of the soil mix I've been using for 4 years. I live in a tropical country, which means that we have dry and wet season. I also have UV and shade net installed to protect them from intense sun and rain. For my general cactus soil mix, which I use for my barrel cactus like Pharaoh cactus, echinocactus, and melocactus, I mix 4 cups pumice, 2 cups lava rock, 1 cup coco peat, 1 cup peat moss, and 1 cup carbonized rice hull. For my sensitive cactus such as mammillaria, I add extra non-organic components. They benefit from additional mineral. This will also make their spines more compact. I mix 3 cups pumice, 1 cup lava rock, and 1 cup mixture of equal parts of peat moss, coco peat, and carbonized rice hull. For cactus seedlings, I mix equal parts of organic and non-organic. They will benefit from the extra organic since they need more moisture to grow. I mix 3 cups pumice, 1 cup peat moss, 1 cup coco peat, and 1 cup carbonized rice hull. Part of the fun in making your own cactus soil mix is experimenting on what works best for your cactus in your microclimate. Understanding the things you have to consider, the factors that affect the soil mix, and the benefit of the component you add in your soil mix will guide you and help you make the perfect cactus soil mix. What I gave you are some of good cactus soil mix that you can try out. Hopefully, with the information I told you, you can come up with your own cactus soil mix. If you have any questions, suggestions, and feedback, don't hesitate to comment. I love to hear your thoughts. If you want to learn more about watering, you can check this video. Thank you for watching.